In this section of the exercise, we're going to start off by creating some drawing views of the car body. So to start off with, from the Quick Access toolbar, I'm going to click on the New icon. And again, from the Metric folder, I'm going to scroll on down to the Drawing Templates. And here I'm going to double-click on the ANSI millimeter.dwg. So this way, anyone that has AutoCAD, they can open up and view the drawing that we're going to create here. So first of all, inside the drawing here, let me zoom up here. You can see that it is defaulting to a C-size sheet of paper. If I want to change that, I can simply right-click on the sheet entry in the browser, and then for the menu, click on Edit Sheet. And here I can change it to a different size sheet of paper if I want. And you can see now it would be an A-size sheet. But here I'm going to change this back to a C-size. Go ahead and click OK. And there's my C-size sheet of paper. What I want to do next is start placing in our drawing views. Now I could come back here from the Create panel, go ahead and click on the Base View command, or simply right-click, and then from the marquee menu, Base View. Now in the dialog box here, it will default and it will show the given file that is currently open. So in this case was the car body that I just created in the previous sections. Or if the file is not open, I can browse on out. And here what I'll do is for the file of types, I can filter out and only show the part files. Now the file that I'm looking for here is the F1 car body complete. So here I'll just scroll on down, find that file, and again I'll just double click on it. So there's going to be my file. Now let me just move the dialog box a little bit easier to see. So you can see here I'm being previewed what it looks like from the front view, but you can see I could change that to the top view, the right side view, to an isometric view if I wanted. Now if none of these views were exactly what I wanted to, you can go back and use the Change View Orientation command, and then you can select whatever orientation you would like. Now the default was the front view, and that is correct. Now some other options that you can change here would be the scale. So for example, if I would change that to half scale, you can see that we get a real-time preview. Here again I'm going to change this back to 1:1, and I'm going to place in my first view by just simply clicking. So next what I can do is I can place in additional views just by selecting additional points. So here I'll place in a top view, a side view. Now I also want to place in an isometric view, so I'm going to go ahead and place it just above the top view and a little bit to the left. Now those are the only views that I want, so I'm going to right click, and then from the marquee menu go ahead and click on Create. So you can see the issue that I have now is I have the isometric view right on top of my top view. So I'm just going to simply move my cursor over that view until I get the 4 arrows, and I'll move that view over to the side. So now what I would like to do is make some edits to the isometric view. An easy way to do that is simply double click inside that view, and it'll bring up the drawing view dialog box. So for example here, maybe what I want to do is change the scale. So we saw before I could select from the list, but you can also type in a value. So here I'm going to change this to 0.8. And for the style, I'm going to change this to shaded, make it look a little bit nicer. And you can zoom up here and you can see what that looks like. Now double clicking on the wheel on your mouse, by the way, will do a zoom extents for you. Now the next view that I want to place in is going to be a cross-section view. And I'm going to create a cross-section view based off the top view. So I'm just going to zoom up here. Now with my cursor inside of that view, I'm going to do a right click, and for the marquee menu, click on Section View. And I want to place that right in the middle, so I'll just use that reference line, or the inferred point, and click another point to the right. Now that's the only cross-section line that I need, so I'm going to right-click and continue. Here, let me just back off here and pan down. So as you can see here, from the dialog box, I can change the identifier if I wanted to. It's defaulting to the correct scale 1:1, so I'll just place a point right directly below it. Another option is to create an isometric view of an existing view. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to right-click inside of my cross-section view, and I'm going to click on Projected View. And just like I did before, again, I'm going to place this to the upper left-hand corner to create an isometric view, and right-click Create. And again, of course, you can see I have the exact same issues. So again, I'm going to move that view over, and again, I'll just move this one up a little bit. Now I want to make those exact same changes to my new cross-section view here. And I'll just zoom up here a little bit so you can see it a little bit cleaner. And again, just double click inside that view. And now I want to start making some changes, but you'll notice right now the scale is grayed out as well as the style. So to make some changes to this, I'm going to first of all uncheck the Scale from Base option. And again, I'll change the scale down to 0.8. And then I'm going to make that identical change here for the style here. But in this case, I'll first of all uncheck Style from Base, change this to Shaded, go ahead, click OK, and you can see what that looks like. Now my concern here though is I'm not seeing the hatch pattern that I am inside the section view. So again, I'm going to double click inside of my isometric cross-section view. Then from the Display Options panel, I can turn on hatching. Go ahead, click OK. Now let me zoom in on that. Now you can see that the crosshatch pattern is also displayed here in that cross-section. Now the last thing that I'm going to do for this drawing is I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I'm just going to change the file name here, so it'll be f1carbody.dwg, and go ahead and click Save.